So I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. We call that the DMV. That's D.C., Maryland, Virginia communities. But I'm currently residing in the Carolinas, specifically Fort Mill, South Carolina. I just kind of grew up loving the idea of becoming a creative writer or someone who loved moving pictures, which I love going to movies. Um, where things really changed for me, though, is when I began to want to create, direct, write, and then became someone who just really loved cameras and how to work on the continuity of motion, compositioning things in a frame. Um, I love special effects when I would go to the movies. And I really, really wanted to one day be in a position to be able to kind of craft all of that. I spent about 15 years in the military. I was in the infantry, served on the front line of combat, but then I got a position as a public affairs officer. So I started picking up cameras and telling war stories. And that was really, really valuable. But when I returned home in 2015 and I retired from the Army, I remember hanging around a little military base and there was a shop. A little Asian lady owned a shop and I needed a haircut. And I remember walking into that shop, and what changed my life is that this whole concept of the whole salon feel, which was um, moisturizers. My hair is not the same anymore, but I remember her taking a hot towel and using aromatherapy and massaging my scalp and then moisturizing my beard. And I remember thinking, man, that just really relaxed me. So if you don't know much about combat veterans when we return home, a lot of times we suffer from traumatic brain injuries or post-traumatic stress. But I remember a lot of veterans were saying, hey, Gary, you want to go get your hair cut at this shop, this particular shop right outside the gate. And I remember going over there and there was a line of men, but just one salon artist. And this young lady sat us down and she really treated us like VIPs. But I remember I woke up in her chair after she did her aromatherapy. Something was very therapeutic about what she was doing and how she administered the oils and the sprays and the hot towels and the massage of the scalp. I remember the term being faded, kind of like fading off and going to sleep. So then when I thought about that, I said, what if someone used that opportunity to do something sinister, fading people and fading men for the wrong reason? Back in 2026, I joined a writers group where we began to talk about storylines and pitches and sharing scripts and reading scripts. And then all of a sudden, this thing called verticals and microdramas popped up. And we were talking about what would be good storylines, something that would be on time for now. What would be a good genre? And three other students and I got together in a small group and we started talking about writing stories. And I began to share with them my history in the military and coming back from war and what was therapeutic for me. Going to barbershops, getting your hair cut and faded. And so we toyed around with this concept of being faded by jaded hairstylists, you know, and how that might be something that's interesting. Because I was thinking about what impacts this generation. Everybody likes to look good. And as we toyed with that idea, we came up with this wonderful story called Faded by D, which was really a play on the biblical story Samson and Delilah. What happened to Samson? How did Delilah get Samson's strength, his secret in his hair? We can actually tell a story that can build and grow organically. And I think this is what happens in the story Faded. And so my hope and my prayer is that people will take a look at this, follow it, like it, subscribe to it, support it so that we can get the second season going. Faded is coming. We'll begin the release in June and hopefully premiere on 10 July in 2026. So please get out there and support us. We want to bring this cast, we want to bring this story, and we want to make it grow. And we hope and pray that one day you also can become faded. Actually, faded the right way. Thank you so much, and I appreciate everybody's support.